Hi everyone. So the year is quickly coming to an end, and I thought it'd be cool to kind of show you all everything I used and loved in the year of 2016. So starting with paper, I used the Kanzen Watercolor cold press paper. I've actually made quite a dent in the pad, which is kind of rare for me because I will take a sheet and then cut it down to a much smaller size that I typically use. Next we have another Kanzen book. This is the Kanzen Mixed Media, and I love this thing. I've actually had this specific book for about 2 years now, and I really need to finish it. I only got a couple more pages in it. And then next is another Kanzen book. I just happened to paint the front of the book black because I wanted it to be a little bit different. This one is nearly finished, and I only got this a handful of months ago. And then the last one is a Fabriano. This one I have a sketchbook tour for, and it is completely finished. It's the only sketchbook I finished this year, which I feel really horrible about. At least I got one. It's better than none. After that, I have a whole bunch of markers that I picked up this year. These are both the Letra set and the Winsor Newton brush markers. So the Letra set actually are only the pro markers, while the Winsor Newton are the brush markers. I heard about these this year and fell in love with them, especially because of the price. I have just as many of these as I do my Copics, and I did not spend all that much money on them, so it was really nice. So after that, I have gouache. So I ventured into gouache this year and fell in love with Holbein. I have both some of the acrylic paint as well as some of the artist gouache, and I love both of them. There are definitely going to be more gouache paintings in the future. I also have a couple of watercolors that I fell in love with. These are the Grumbacher Academy watercolors. These are my favorite tube colors, and I use these a lot in like everything. And I put everything like this in a little palette, which is an awesome palette. It has no name. I have no idea what it is. Then I have my favorite pencil case of this year. I think I bought like 3, but finally stuck with this one after I got it. Showed it off in a haul a while ago. Now I'm going to show you all my favorite pens, pencils, and whatnot. So my favorite brush actually has been this Cotman 000 brush. I use it for lining and painting and also doing ink. I use it for lots of things. I really should pick up some more. And then my favorite brush pen is the Kuretake Sumi brush. It has actually been used more than all my other brush pens this year. Then I have another Kuretake brush pen. It's a lot cheaper. This one I use maybe second most, and I've had it for quite a while now. Then I have my favorite thing to sketch with lately. It's probably for the last 2 months I've been solely sketching with just this blue Bic pen. I don't know, I love it so much, and it's got a really nice thin tip on it. And then I have my Prismacolor Kohl Erase in Rose and Carmine Red, my favorite ones to use. I actually had another Carmine Red, and it got so small that I lost it. I'm still hoping that it'll show up one day. I really miss it. And then last, I have my favorite white pen, and is the Uniball Signo Broad, and it is awesome for white lining. After that, I have some Prismacolor watercolor pencils, though I didn't use them much the end of this year. I used these a ton the beginning of this year, whenever I first really got started in watercoloring again. I actually keep them all bundled up in a rubber band rather than in this case, just because it's easier to get to. Then, more watercolors. I have the Koi Watercolor Pocket Field Sketchbox. They are much loved this year. I've had them for maybe 3 years now, but they are so good. I love them to death. Then the brushes that I typically used with these and the Prismacolor watercolor pencils are the Pencil Aquash brushes. I have a medium and a small and a broad. The weird thing that I fell in love with this year would be the Artograph pad pucks. They're great for holding up my sketchbooks and making them angle upward for me, so it's just a little bit easier on my wrist. And that kind of goes with my light pad from DB Meyer. It's come in handy a lot. And then last color pencils I have are something that I only just recently bought, and I haven't really shown off on my channel, but they're the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and they're awesome. And I only got a 60 set, but I feel like that's all the colors I really need. So those will show up on my channel later for sure. And then last but not least at all, I just bought this, but I feel like I have used it 20 hours now already. It's the Wacom 13 HD Cintiq tablet. This thing is probably the best purchase of the year. Next to my Canon G7X Mark II are probably my two favorite things that I bought this year. So yeah, that's about it. So here's to hoping the next year is so much better and a lot more productive for me. My New Year's resolution would be probably to fill more sketchbooks. So I hope you all have a great holiday. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next week.